thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on this edition of the news on Equinoxe Television, live from our headquarters in Cameroon's economic capital. Dwelling our top stories, one person is reported dead in a fire incident that occurred earlier today in Cameroon's political capital, Yaoundé. The incident occurred and several gas bottles exploded after a vehicle transporting the inflammable product stumbled at the entrance into the city of Yaoundé. And the political party of Professor Maurice Kamto, the Cameroon Renaissance Movement, is to drag the G20, the group of 20 opposition political parties supporting the candidacy of President Paul Biya, to court for defamation. This is coming after the G20 made a press statement accusing Professor Maurice Kamto of manipulation and malicious intentions. We're going to start right away with this sad news concerning the huge explosion of gas bottles in the nation's political capital, Yaoundé, earlier today, and one person is reported dead in that explosion, which occurred shortly after a vehicle tumbled off the road on the outskirts of the nation's political capital, Yaoundé, and one person reported dead. The victim is said to have been struggling to take pictures of the fire incident when one of the bottles exploded and killed him. Now we take you back to the scene of the fire incident. This is what happened. In this no comments, we take you back to the scene of the incident. This is what happened. Oui. And the fire incident, the explosion of several gas bottles, provoked panic and commotion on that part of Cameroon's political capital, Yaoundé, earlier today. Now we talk about the group of 20 opposition political parties who are supporting the candidacy of President Paul Biya as far as the October 7, 2018 presidential election is concerned. They have accused Professor Maurice Kamto of manipulation and malicious intentions. That is concerning his press statement, in which he said the people of Cameroon gave him a mandate that he will fight for and protect right up to victory. They condemned that outing. This is an extract of the declaration of the G20.
The discourteous, violent, and illegal self-proclamation of victory by CRM candidate Maurice Kamto portrays his hidden intentions dictated by the forces of money hidden in the shadows, contributed from destructive sources with the intent to weaken our united country. Their objective being to exploit Cameroonian democracy and its people for the benefit of external and mortifying interests. The group of 20 opposition political parties to support the candidacy of His Excellency Paul Biya congratulates the Cameroonian people for their political maturity and responsibility shown throughout the presidential electoral campaigns and votes, while firmly condemning the self-proclamation of the alleged victory by Mr. Kamto Maurice. The group of 20 opposition political parties wish to recall that the road that our country has traveled since independence has been marked by immense difficulties. Only our bravery has allowed us to draw some benefits that we must cherish and defend with all our strength and patriotism. Even if much remains to be done, leaving no centimeter to the devil. Let us close.
The declaration of the G20 condemning the press statement of Professor Maurice Kamto and his party, the Cameroon Renaissance Movement, CRM, a political party, has announced a court case against the G20. Speaking to the press yesterday in the nation's political capital, Yaoundé, the spokesperson of Professor Maurice Kamto announced a court case against the G20 and emphasized on the point that the CRM political party has demanded the cancellation of the presidential election of the 7th of October 2018 in 7 electoral districts and not 7 regions. For me, Armstrong Sander has more.
Professor Maurice Kamto's camp has fired back at the group of 20 political parties supporting President Paul Biya following their comment on his recent declaration of victory after the October 7 presidential election. The spokesperson for Professor Maurice Kamto, Olivier Bibo-Nessak, in a press conference in Yaoundé shortly after the meeting of the G20, promised to take the G20 to court for accusing Professor Maurice Kamto of plans to sell Cameroon to foreigners.
Que ce groupe sache que pour cette affirmation, il sera poursuivi.
Concerning the petitions filed the Constitutional Council by Professor Maurice Kamto's Cameroon Renaissance Movement, controversially demanding the cancellation of election in 7 different regions of Cameroon after he declared victory, Olivier Bibo-Nessak said the petitions have to do with a partial cancellation of election in 7 localities across 7 different regions in Cameroon, not a total cancellation of votes in these 7 regions.
Les partis dans cette région ne représentent pas l'ensemble de ces régions.
He also revealed that Maurice Kamto's declaration was based on spontaneous photography of results forwarded him from different polling stations, giving him a lead.
Et clairement à son avantage.
Olivier Bibo-Nessak further indicated that the Cameroon Renaissance Movement Party employed a system collecting the same data through 3 different channels in order to check fraud. Denouncing fraudulent attempts, the Cameroon Renaissance Movement spokesperson revealed that their representatives in certain localities in Cameroon were kidnapped, while those of the far north region of the country could not communicate with them till the end, as communication network was cut off in this part of the country. The party equally denounced violence meted on some of its representatives in Volien in the central region of the country and the detention of its assistant national treasurer, Thierry Okala Ebode, at the judiciary police. Condemning tribalism among other ills, the Cameroon Renaissance Movement Party challenged the Constitutional Council to show proof of impartiality by respecting the choice of Cameroonians through the ballot, which indicates a lead for their candidate, Professor Maurice Kamto.
Coming up, we take a look at the security and safety of school-going kids at a time when insecurity is on the rise in several parts of the Republic of Cameroon. A case in point in this newscast is the Mongo division in the littoral region of the country, where many school-going kids are not accompanied to school by their parents, despite the high risk of insecurity compared or considering the proximity of the Mongo division to the crisis-stricken southwest region of the country. For me, Armstrong, or rather Franklin Mwabe, has more.
Security challenges in most towns in the Mongo division due to their proximity to the crisis-hit southwest region has forced parents to accompany their children to and back from school.
Insecurity we witness in our country. For the measure of security, we have to accompany our children to school and then make sure that they are in class. The same thing when we come back. When they come back, we come and collect them to the house.
However, Some parents say they are too busy to fend for the family and at the same time look after their children. They think children should be able to stand up for themselves. This is the reason most children in the Mongo division go to school, be it on foot or on a bike, without their guardian. Though taking care of a child is a daunting task, it is an obligation for parents to ensure the safety of their children, as the first lesson a child should learn in life should come from the parents.
The government of the Republic of Cameroon continues pursuing efforts to industrialize the country, and that was yesterday or a day before yesterday, the Minister of Mines, Industries and Technological Development, Enes Gwabubu, was in Jombe, Penja, within the context of efforts to raise the exploitation of pozzolan in that part of the country from crude methods to industrialized methods. Details in this report. The exploitation of pozzolan had been going on in this quarry in Jombe, Penja, in difficult and dangerous conditions. Cameroonians from this locality in the littoral region and other parts of Cameroon working here were exposed to enormous risk of accidents because of the difficult nature of the terrain and the use of inappropriate extraction methods and equipments. And this is why government, through the Ministry of Mines, Industries and Technological Development, came in to propel the activity to industrial standards of pozzolan exploitation in a bid to downplay the aforementioned challenges and risks. It is for this purpose that the Minister of Mines, Industries and Technological Development visited the site Thursday.
Before granting a permit to them, we have to come and watch what they are doing. All is well here, it is clean, and they respect what has been decided in the decision which has given them an authorization.
Il y a quand même quelques fils et filles de Njombe qui ont été recrutés dans cette entreprise.
The mayor of Njombe, Penja, Kahak Jean-Pierre, explains that the activity generates employment for inhabitants of his municipality, especially young people, and contributes significantly to the income of the council and the development and well-being of the area and its people. We wrap up this edition of the news with just this information. Just remaining members of the Constitutional Council will be meeting. That will be on the 16th of October 2018 in the Yaoundé Conference Centers from 11 to begin examining petitions filed in by some political parties, notably the Social Democratic Front, the Cameroon Renaissance Movement, CRM Political Party, and Universe of OC Joshua, Professor Maurice Kamto, and Cabral Libi, respectively, demanding for either complete or partial cancellation of the 7th of October 2018 election of the president in the Republic of Cameroon. And that's it for this edition of the news. Thanks for staying with us, Nadine.
Yes, Babila, Jonathan. Fin de ce journal. Mesdames et messieurs, merci pour votre aimable attention. Passez d'agréables moments en compagnie de nos programmes.